Here's where it gets interesting. Here's where I need you to tune in, because it's a very different kind of sex. Now, here's the thing. Men were asked what was the one thing that they would change in their marriage. And most of these men, they answered, there's two things. First, I would change that I would like for my wife to be interested in having sex with me. That was number one. So write this down. So 80 to 90% of men say sex is one of the most important things in their marriage. And when asked what is the one thing that they would change in their marriage, they answered, number one, that my wife would want to have sex with me, that she'd be interested in having sex with me. And number two, I wish my wife would initiate sex more often. And this research was done by Patrick Morley, Understanding Your Man in the Mirror. Another research, a similar research, this one done by marriage experts Gary and Barbara Roseberg, asked a similar question, well, men, what are your sexual needs? And look at how this group of men answered. Number one, the vast majority said it was important that when they had sex with their wives, that there was mutual pleasure. Look how things are changing. You know, a lot of wives come to me and says, Amanda, my husband doesn't even care to satisfy me. He just cares about, what he's his needs, taking care of his needs. He doesn't care about me. Well, the research is showing something different. Men are saying that they want there to be mutual pleasure. And number two, you guessed it, most men are saying, I would like for my wife to initiate sex. Now, if you're saying, okay, Amanda, the research says that 80 to 90% of men, but my husband is more of the 10 to 20%. My husband is not as interested in sex. It's not all consuming to him as this 80 to 90% of men you're talking about. And maybe it isn't all consuming. Maybe he's not thinking about it all the time. But do not lose the point here that regardless of how often your husband might want to have sex or think about sex, this is a need. This is important. God created him in this way. So nonetheless, even if you're sort of the one who's initiating and wanting to have sex, it is still important, as you will see, to his physical needs, sure, but even more so to his emotional needs.